Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Christmas. That's right. This week we have a very special reunion panel of a Christmas movie you know and love.
Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass created some of the most beloved Christmas films of all time, including Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and 1973's The Christmas Crab.
Nothing captures the childhood imagination quite like Claymation, and we gathered some of the people that helped bring Christmas Crab to life. So let's get ho 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 and let's go.
Happy holidays.
My name is Betty DeBoop, and I played Dottie the Christmas Crab.
I tell you, man, it's great to see you here, Betty. It's great to see you here, Betty. Great to see everyone here. My name is George Filvo, and I was the head stop-motion animator on The Christmas Crab, also a screenwriter, and I helped write the film.
Guten Tag, y'all. It is I. Good to see you all back here. It is I, Heinz Klein. I was the lead claymation artist on The Christmas Crab.
The Christmas Crab, we're talking about the Christmas Crab today, yeah.
Yeah. Das ist what I said, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Why don't
Why don't you introduce yourself?
I thought you were asking me a question. Hi, I'm Paul Tafer. I was the lead audio engineer for Christmas Crab.
And let's just say right off the bat, this was quite the film. And I think I'm so happy to see that we all dressed up for Christmas.
Yeah.
We're all just a bunch of Christmas heads in this house.
If you can't see it, because I know this is an audio medium, which I think we're all used to that. It's a big part of Betty. I've always loved Betty's laugh. I've always loved it. We're wearing a bunch of outfits to celebrate the holiday. I remember when I was working for Artie and Jules, Rankin and Bass, I remember we used to always wear Christmas outfits all year round.
It was mandatory.
It was mandatory, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing I love more than Christmas.
Paul, I've got to say, I've been holding on to this since 1973. I don't know if I believe you.
No, I love Christmas so much. What I don't love is working.
Paul's always been a bit of a naughty elf. Paul's been a naughty elf.
I'm a naughty elf. How long will we be here?
Paul, you're hilarious.
Very funny, Paul. You're very funny. Yeah, I love Christmas. In Austria, we have very good Christmas every year. And that's why I go back every once in a while to Austria.
Paul's smoking in here. I didn't know we could smoke in here.
I'm sorry, guys. Ever since the 70s, I can't stop. Can't stop with the cinnamon stick.
Wow, 50 years. 50 years of smoking.
Wow, that sounds pretty on par for most hardcore smokers.
So, yeah, let us talk about The Christmas Crab, yeah? I love The Christmas Crab. For me, it was one of my first films to head the claymation. I was in charge of, designing and helping move all the pieces back and forth and over again to develop the Christmas Crab story. My name is Heinz Klein.
Heinz, it's so funny to see Heinz again because we came up with this idea together.
Yeah.
I wrote the script. I had a funny little run-in with this nasty crab on the beach. And I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and we had a whole situation. I was wearing my sweater because I was coming from work, and
It was down in Venice before Venice was Venice,
Yeah, I was down in Venice.
Pre-Venice.
Before they took it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, before they took it
Before
over.
who took it over?
The ones who ruined it. I was down in Venice, and the crab got into my sweatshirt, and I remember I came back from swimming in the ocean, and I went to go put on the sweater, and there was a crab in there. And I went to Klaus and I said, "Hey, Klaus, we got We got to try this.
Yeah, I remember because I was on the beach too. It was a lovely family holiday. We went down to the beach with you and your wife at the time.
At the time, yeah.
And I saw the crab and you freak out. You go like, it's a crab. It's
Yeah.
inside, So then you go, we have to turn this into a movie.
And let's do the little plot real quick. Maybe Betty, you can tell because we love your voice.
What a gift that I am so glad that you got attacked by that little crab that fateful day.
Oh, Betty.
Because this was such
Betty
a
Boop.
gift.
Betty D-Boop.
Betty DeBoop. That's my name. Don't
Betty
wear it
DeBoop.
out. And it was such a gift to a voiceover actor like myself because I had been auditioning for. They were putting across my desk, so to speak, breakdowns for sexy lady cartoon, sexy dame cartoon, sexy broad cartoon. And I just didn't have the voice for it. But when my agent sent me a Christmas crab, he said, Dottie, this is your last shot. If you don't book this, I'm dropping you.
You sound like a Christmas crab when you talk.
And boy, oh boy, I don't think I could play anything else. And it turns out I didn't.
Well, when you came in and read for the Christmas crab, I thought like, this is a crab. Like, this is a crab. Like, we found it,
Yeah.
I'm so glad, and I'm glad that you had that inspiration. Well, I mean, of course, A Christmas Crab is the story, to go over the plot, of a little crab who gets stuck in Santa Claus's little coat, and
He travels around the world delivering presents.
And he's a little cantankerous as well.
and the crab is also there.
That crab, you guys.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called the Christmas crab.
Well, Santa.
Because Christmas the crab was along the ride for the journey.
Yeah, he's involved, and he learns a little bit about the meaning of Christmas, which is
Oh,
fun.
yes, of course.
And I remember. Do you remember that line where you talked about Santa Claus, and then you did the claws? Can you do that line?
Oh, I remember that line. It was a song.
Oh, would you mind singing it?
Of course, it was, you're Santa and I'm the Claus. It was.
Can I say, when we first had Betty come in to get her levels, when we started laying down the
Yeah,
tracks.
because you were just the audio engineer.
Yeah.
so-
So, when
And
we...
it's great to have you here. I'm
Really
sure
great
all
to
the
see you,
people
Paul.
looking
One
back.
of many audio engineers.
Great
Because
to see-
usually you don't only use one.
really great to see you, Paul.
Well, you're the last surviving audio engineer
Yeah.
of this movie.
Yeah. No, when Betty came into the studio, I looked at my associate at the time, Junior, and I said, "Buckle up. We got a new kid in town." I said, "This kid seems green."
In my
Not the
voice,
Christmas green.
not the green.
Oh.
No, I'll take that gentle razzing. Because I
Gentle razzing
love
what?
a razz. Where was I going with this?
But I'm saying that you...
Oh yes,
Yes.
in my voiceover classes, because I took some voiceover classes in preparation for this. They used to call me Peaky da Boop because all my audio levels were peaking all day
Oh,
long,
God,
and
we-
so I'm sure
yeah.
it was a nightmare for you.
Oh, but we worked really well together, Betty, and we got in and out.
Which is the opposite of building the claymation, because the voiceover, you do it right at the end. Everything's built. A lot of the time you do a temp one, you do the temp audio, and then once it's done and it's polished, you go back and do the polished
Yeah,
audio.
Yes.
Betty, how long? Just let's compare the processes. How long do you remember recording the voiceover for the Christmas crap?
Oh, I think it took about 2-3 hours.
Okay.
So a long time.
Yeah, and Klaus, do you remember how long it took to make the
Back
claymation?
then it was about 15 years.
Yes, that's correct.
15 years.
Yeah.
from
What
start
about
to
me,
finish.
the audio engineer?
You should answer that. We
Yeah.
can't answer that.
Why don't you answer
Ask
that?
yourself
Yes.
the question.
I want you to...
Well, to do
I
all
was
the
in
characters.
the studio for about 2 to 3 hours, so I'm guessing you. There were multiple characters.
Yes.
Okay,
And
2 weeks.
6 hours.
okay. So about twice the amount of time. Maybe just listening
so
back
you
to
just
what
took
you've done.
longer.
So you didn't really adjust
I had to looper.
anything at all.
Okay.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
you
we-
didn't engineer much.
So that fateful picnic on the beach actually ended up happening in 1958.
Yeah, because then you went to war. Then you went to
And
Korea.
I went to Korea, and I was in Korea, and I swear to God, the only thing keeping me alive was coming home to seeing the progress of Christmas crap. I was thinking about it. I should show you my diaries from that time. They are so vivid. And I remember I was gone for 3 years. I went AWOL and I went missing and I was a POW and whatever. This isn't why we're here. We don't have to talk about that. But
And I'd rather you didn't.
yeah, I know. I know that you don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
I don't want to bring that up. This is good. It's nice seeing you for the first time in 40 years, but
And it would be nicer if you didn't bring up your bogus POW story.
I don't know why you don't believe me about that.
It doesn't add up. I've read about the Korean War and the facilities that they put those soldiers in, and the walls you're describing. They aren't the color.
It's so hard to hear
about the color.
It's so hard to hear the Christmas crab herself be so mean to me about my journey.
Really,
When
the
you were-
product of your work itself. Sort of coming back to bite you. A real art attacking the artist, it must be.
It is, Betty. To hear
Very
you
much
say
like
that.
a crab, you know.
Yeah, but I was gone for 3 years. I came back. You had the first 4.5 minutes ready. And I remember seeing it, and I remember being blown away.
Yeah.
You are such a workhorse.
Thank you. Yeah, every day for about 12 to 15 hours, you know, I just sitting there in my little garage, and I am just move just a little bit, and just oop, and then I take the picture, and then just move it a little bit, and yeah, then I go up, pinch. I grab time to pinch, and I pinch, and then you know you've got to build it so slowly because our script was what, you know, 15, 16 pages. That
Yeah.
each page takes about a year.
Yeah.
And let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Heinz, did you go insane?
Yeah, several periods when I went absolutely insane. You know, when you're making a movie and not really getting paid for 15 years, that'll make you go insane.
Right, because you get paid on the product.
Paid on the product once it's delivered per
Paul-
minute.
Yeah, per minute. Per minute.
So yeah, there was a couple years when I went insane. I would say 55 to 57. I was insane. I was insanity. I was very happy that not all of you saw me, because you saw me when I was insane just one time, you know.
I saw you one time. I'll never forget it.
I had really long hair. I was screaming, like, go! You get out of here!
And what's crazy is you were screaming out the figures.
Yeah, I was
You-
going, go faster!
That's
You
so
need to
sad.
move faster! Accelerate!
That's so
Don't
sad.
salve us!
That's so sad.
Started
Yeah.
screaming in German. Yeah, so yeah, very, very stressful. But all in all, a Christmas classic. So I was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Rankin and Bass, were they jumping you around to different projects? 'Cause for me, you know, I was the head of Christmas Crab, and so I didn't have to worry about that.
No, yeah, I was working on 3 or 4 other projects at the same time, you know. So I would move the crab, take a picture, move the goat for Goat Revenge, take a picture,
A great
go
film.
over, you know, move.
Did you work on Goat Revenge, Paul?
Yeah, for an hour or two.
That was the whole thing?
Yeah. Yeah. You brought me in for the GOAT ADR.
I think we have a clip of that.
Of GOAT Revenge? Yeah, let's play.
This goat is causing problems. And that's the clip you worked on, right?
Yeah, I got in at about 3 p.m. Was out by 5.
The goat ADR, I wanted to ask you about that. So did the goat loop over itself? Did the goat have to do what it had previously done?
So it was early in my career.
You brought the goat into the studio, and you said, "Do what you did in the clip." And was he good at it?
Well, what we did back then was we had the goat in studio, and what we didn't realize was it was hard to get a goat in the studio. So the goat was just going rancid.
It was going off.
So it was stinky.
It was
It was increasing in rotten smell.
unworkable conditions when we first brought the goat in.
Wasn't
But
going crazy. It was
my
just
call-
going smelly.
it was going rancid. So me and my colleague, we looked at each other, and I said, Junior, let's just roll, and we rolled. And then at some point it got too rancid to see, and we had to get him out of there. And then a week later, we realized we didn't get sufficient stuff. We had to bring him in to loop on top of what he missed during the rancid time.
Was he more rancid when you brought him back in?
We brought him back in, and we left him in the parking lot, brought a mic out. At the time, mics were this big.
Yeah.
How big is that for the audio listeners?
For the audio listeners, I'm holding my hand like I'd say like a snow globe.
So that's a
swollen
gigantic snow globe. I
I
can
would
tell
say
you from
much
looking
bigger.
at her.
A swollen snow globe.
I would say
a
the
snow
size of
globe
like
after
a.
my wife's lasagna.
What?
Swollen and big.
A snow globe after the snow globe ate your wife's lasagna?
This is not helpful to the listeners. As a voiceover actor, I will say the most important part of your job is communicating something to the listener.
Wow, Betty.
And I don't think you're doing that.
You're right. And it's as an audio engineer, I'm a visual guy.
Oh, so you
Interesting.
visualize the levels of the audio.
Yeah, I gotta see the levels.
Well,
I can't hear for shit sometimes. Because
Speaking
I've
of
just gotten
levels,
older.
speaking of levels, I wanted to bring up one of our favorite performers in that special.
There it is.
Played Santa Claus. Your scene partner, the incomparable Burl Ives.
Burl
I love the
Ives.
Burl. He's so good.
I mean, he is Mr. Christmas to so many people. It was amazing to have him involved in this project. Really.
Pouring
really.
one out for Burl.
Oh, we miss Burl every day. Do you guys have any stories? There's a lot of Burl heads out there. Any stories?
oh yeah, I
about
forgot
working
to
with him?
tell a couple Burl stories. You know,
Remember him. Keep him alive.
Keep him alive.
Oh, well, I could go first if you want.
Yeah,
we're
we'll
all-
go around.
Well, Burl was my idol. As a big Christmas head, I, of course, became a big Burl head because of the amount of times he played Santa Claus. It touched my heart. And as a little girl, I would write letters to Burl instead of Santa Claus because in my mind, he was Santa. And I didn't get what I wanted because I was sending them to a real man. So that broke me for a while. I was off Christmas for the years. I don't know.
So you would write, Dear Burl, I'd like a Barbie doll.
Yes, and then I found his real address and I would send it to him. So my parents had no idea. Santa Claus himself sure had no idea. And so I didn't get what I wanted on Christmas morning, and it broke my heart. And so I did confront him when we
what
started.
years was that when you were off?
When I was off?
Mm-hmm.
When I was off Christmas? Oh, I was a kid, so that's got to be 1950 to 1954.
Well, actually, that's just about the time you were in the POW camp, right?
Well, no. I was in
Oh, you mean the time he was stealing valor?
Why did you bring that up, Heinz?
I just made the connection. I'm so sorry.
We just
I'm
were
trying not to.
timelining it.
The
I'm trying to-
architecture is inconsistent. If you know anything about the Korean War.
What's weird to me is it's about the architecture, Betty. Because I think it could be about records.
Well, she's referring to these grainy photos that one of the enemies got of me. And
Enemies?
she focuses. I mean, they were my friends.
Yeah.
They were I was a prisoner, and she took photos. Took photos, and they said, is this your soldier?" And they sent it back to the army, and they did come and get me eventually.
Wow.
But
Can I say,
yeah,
if I was a soldier at war and I looked down at my fellow soldier and he was doodling about a Christmas crab, I would have thought you were fucking nuts. And
Oh.
look at what you've created.
all due respect, Paul, you wouldn't be alive long enough in a war to see anyone draw anything.
I think I could. An audio engineer can survive war. I've survived so many rancid vibes.
I haven't seen you survive missing lunch.
You know, this was really bringing me back
I'm
because
sorry.
I forgot how much tension there was
There was a
between
lot
you
of
two.
tension.
And I'm trying to come back, and we're talking Christmas. And I didn't mean to bring this up, but the Korean War thing was brought up. Heinz, I feel like that
That
was
was
a
my
Of
bad.
course,
My
and
bad.
it
We're all
brings me
coming
no
for
pleasure
damage.
to call out the elephant in the room, which is you making up a fake story about being a POW.
You don't have to.
And
you
it
don't have
gives
to
me
do
no
that.
pleasure to do that because what I want to do is talk about Christmas, and what I want to do is talk about Burl. We gotta
Burl.
keep his Burl. We gotta keep his memory alive.
Yeah, do you have any memories of Burl?
Yeah, working with Burl was really fun. I remember his smell. He always smelled like banana bread. And I remember on the last day, we got him a big loaf of banana bread. And he
Oh,
said,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
laughing. He said, "Hey, everyone says I smell like this." I said, it was really, we got really close. We spent a lot of time at the smokehouse over on Barham Boulevard in Burbank.
Wow.
We
I love
spent
the smokehouse.
had a couple.
Well, we all love the
old fashions.
smokehouse, right? We
love
love
the
the
smokehouse.
smokehouse.
I don't know what it is, but anybody who's worked on Christmas crab loves the smokehouse.
Yeah, we love sitting in there in that dingy old little place and listening to the music and eating rolls, garlic rolls.
Shout out to Bethany Saunders, owner of the smokehouse. She hung a Christmas crab poster that we all signed.
Yeah, we did. I think it's still in there, actually.
It must be.
I
It
went
was
in
an
there.
honor to sign as the audio engineer.
Went in there for lunch alone last week, and I saw it in there.
Yeah, well, Bill is a great guy. Me and my wife actually did some, sexy stuff with him one time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
very
Wow,
fun.
wow.
Whoa.
But now it's
Wholesome.
2021.
Christmas
Go to bed, kids.
2021.
Go to bed,
Go to bed,
kids.
kids.
Sid, this is a
2021.
naughty zone.
Kids.
2021.
You did it this year?
Yeah, right before I passed. Me
Well, I'm
and-
glad he got one in before he went.
Yeah. Well, me and my wife, we're struggling. We go, what do we do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? We're fighting. What are we gonna do? And then Burl comes and he goes, well, how he talks. Like, who can do his talk? Who can do his talk?
Well, he's the guy that sings, "Have a holy jolly."
That's what he
Christmas."
sounds like. He's like, why
comes.
don't we sleep together? And I was like, Burl, you're mad. You're mad. But then my wife was like, maybe. And then I thought, maybe it's 2021. Let's try. I'm not going to die. So
This
we
is
did
recent.
it. Very recent.
Well,
Were you not listening?
I hate to tell you, Burl passed years and years ago.
Yeah, I hate to.
What?
I
Years
think
ago.
you were having relations with an imposter Burl, and it's happened before.
No.
There's a fake Burl out there. I did want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about it.
There's a man impersonating Burl, and you know what? I think he was the one who was ignoring my Christmas letters.
So he's been impersonating him since the 50s?
I choose to believe that.
Because this man looked so much like Burl, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, that doesn't stop him. Yeah, that's
would-
the thing that doesn't stop him.
Paul knows this. We had some security questions we'd ask Burl when he got in
But
that
what
only
did-
he would know.
What did you ask him?
Couldn't grab the mic unless he passed the security test.
Yeah, I can't say it because I know fake Burl is listening, but
He's still
Well,
alive,
you could
still
say the
going.
questions without the answers, right?
well, he's gonna look for him. What I'll say is we asked him specific pet names. We asked him specific girlfriends he had. We asked him specific sizes of certain measurements of things on his body, things like that.
If I could speak candidly, think
Yeah.
of his body. Burl had freckles at the tip of his dick, and finally, I don't
This
even
is
care.
a Christmas
I don't even
reunion.
care.
Go to bed, kids.
Go to bed,
I
kids.
don't.
Hey everyone, we've got a live show, our first one ever, January 8th at 7:30 at the beautiful Dynasty Typewriter Theater.
If you're not in LA, you can still get tickets and watch it live. Check it out at Dynasty Typewriter.
.com.
.com, not .gov.
Lincoln Bill.
I don't care if the fake Burl hears this. No matter what, we'll always be able to look at your dick, fake Burl. And if you don't have any freaking freckles, don't touch the mic.
So what I'd like to talk about is how much this special touched families.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
How
good.
Great
ridiculous.
I still get the fan mail every once in a
All
while.
the time. I'm getting stopped in the mall.
Oh,
love Christmas
Yeah,
crab.
they never know until because I did the voice. But sometimes if I'm ordering something at the bank, like a check of some sort,
Food? Did you try to
cheeseburger?
order food at the bank?
What are you ordering out loud at a bank?
I'm ordering a check. I'm
Could I
saying,
get 4 checks, please?
I'm
Or-
saying, can I get 4 checks, please? And can I get a deposit? And can I get make it a withdrawal? And that's when they know it's me.
You're looking at the bank menu in the back, and
I'm looking
kinda
at the bank.
perusing it.
There's this
I
one
love
bank
a
I
good
like.
bank
It's in Burbank. You gotta
It's
go
a
there.
Burr of banks.
Yeah, it's the Bill Burr of banks, and
The Bill Burr of
that's what they call it because the tellers are always yelling.
so you go to the Bill Burr of banks in Burbank.
Yes, I do.
Just the
Yes,
tellers
I
just
do.
rip you apart, when you try to withdraw. Like, I don't understand what this
Yeah, they say
withdrawing
I
is.
don't think you should.
Wow.
I can't really do the voice because I can only do this one. Hello, one trick pony much. So I'll withdraw. I'll say, can I get a withdrawal? And they know me there if they're a little older or if they have kids. They'll be like, are you Betty DeBoop? And I'll say, oh yeah, guilty as charged. And it never gets old to sign one of those autographs. People give me their wreaths to sign all the time.
That's crazy. Can I say, I couldn't imagine hearing your voice when you order like a coffee or something or through a drive-through. Does that throw people off?
Yeah,
recognize you?
less so than at the bank. Less so than at the bank. But when I'm depositing money at the drive-through and I'm withdrawing the food, they don't seem to catch on as much. I think it's a younger crowd, no good teenagers working for minimum wage, so they don't really know as much. But does that ever happen to you? Do you guys ever get recognized for working behind the scenes on A Christmas
Very
Crab?
few people recognize me on the street. I'm very surprised you said people recognize you for this.
I've never gotten recognized, believe it.
I've done the conventions. I used to go. There's a lot of holiday conventions. and
I've never
things
heard
like
of
that.
this.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're always usually only hiring.
Oh, San Diego?
Yeah, I go to San Diego. There's one in
Christmas con?
St. Paul. Yeah,
Christmas con is good.
yeah,
I've been.
MaryCon. I do Christmas con. I do
MaryCon as
MaryCon.
in the Virgin Mary or as in Merry Christmas?
MERRY.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Merry
yeah.
Christmas.
Christmas con, MaryCon, BellCon, and there's
St. Mary con.
St.
is
Mary Con.
crazy.
I don't go. Have you gone to that one, Paul?
I went with my ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love going to the conventions and talking. They're only usually looking to get one person from every production to speak. Just budgetary.
Yeah, just fun.
So I
Okay.
usually offer,
Because I've worked on a lot of productions. I'm surprised that none of them would invite me, like-
yeah, I can let them know.
Yeah, that'd be great,
Yeah, let
because
them know. Yeah.
basically I'm not doing much, work, and I need work too because it was paid by the minute of production. So, like right now, the media is changed. The medium has changed
It's
a lot.
different.
Yeah.
It's a different landscape.
Yeah, what do you guys think is the biggest change happening right now in Christmas movies?
Oh, do I have to say it out loud? How about the computer?
Mm.
The computer.
Oh, that's your enemy.
I hate the computer. Everybody's just always on the computer because they can do the things or animate a movie on the computer. How about a man sitting in his garage making it? What's happened to this?
And some people would argue that it takes about 1/15 the amount of time that it takes you to go through the garage and do it. What
Wrong.
would you say to those
I
people?
would say wrong. I would say you're wrong, and
you would say wrong.
I would say wrong. WRONG. Wrong.
Oh, okay, so wrong.
And that's because they don't understand that the passion lies not in the computer, not behind the glass screen, but in the man building the crap. Because do you know what they do? They just draw, and then they put it, and they draw, and then it's done.
Yeah,
Done.
kids are always on their phones.
Yeah,
It's-
that's what I'm saying.
It's, good things cost money. And a lot of people don't care about things being good anymore.
It's
Is what
true.
I've noticed, and it's a heartbreak. Paul, I'm sure you've experienced that.
Yeah, audio engineering completely changed since the 50s, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Especially with computers.
I mean,
Yeah,
Computer.
with the 50s, I'd argue our department has changed
you
compared
argue
to
that.
a lot of departments.
Well, how's
Yeah.
it changed
I'll argue
specifically?
it. I'll argue it in court.
Yeah, and I'd love to know, because I don't know much about the technical side of audio engineering. I'd love for you to get really in the weeds on the specifics of that.
Yeah, I'll get in the weeds with that. I'll get in the cords with that, as we say. Lots of cords and wires.
Just for the podcast listeners, still smoking a cigarette.
That's the noise you're hearing.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
folks. I'm a child of the 70s. And when you work in this business for so long, it's like you develop habits that you can't break. I can't work on a Christmas movie and not smoke a damn cigarette.
Let's talk about the specifics of audio engineering.
Yeah, let me get to that.
Oh, I am dying to know the specifics of audio engineering.
can't wait to
And I
hear.
think the people at home are too.
Shop
I think
talk.
they're
So
begging for it.
Well, with
Shop
a movie
talk.
like this, Christmas Crab, you're dealing with gentle sounds, gentle images that have a round physique, round, like nothing is sharp.
So the sound is round.
So you're trying to balance that out. You're trying to serve the material, not beat the material.
Paul, I can tell.
Specifically, how has that changed
Yeah.
from 1950 to now?
Yes. So that has changed.
And keep in mind, this is being recorded.
That has changed. What do you mean?
As in, choose your words carefully. Because many people will listen to this. You know what? We're putting you in the hot seat. I'm sorry
No,
for
it's
putting you in the
okay.
hot seat.
I feel that sometimes people want to hear from me as the audio engineer because
yeah.
I think I'll call it out right now. I'll just say it. I think you guys think I don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes you ask me what I'm doing in a accusatory manner. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
Fair.
Well, I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I feel like you know what you're doing, and I'm just
Thank you,
simply
Val.
asking how the field that you know so well has changed now.
Thank you for that. Do you
Yeah.
guys believe I know what I'm doing?
I have the utmost respect for you, Paul. I think you're really talented,
Thank
which is why we actually ask you that specific question to get your expertise in the field that we know you know a lot about.
Like I said,
See,
computer
you
change.
said that with a weird twinkle behind your eye.
Oh, I just have that.
And I'm just a curious crab who wants to know.
Watch out for this one, to be honest.
Yeah,
if
I
you
plead
give
the
her
fifth.
yeah.
I think Betty, you look for liars. That's why you love working with him.
Oh, I love, and
Hey.
George, you're the light of my life, and I think only fond things of you. Outside of course, the confines of U.S. military activity. That is a no subject at our dinner table. And I love our yearly dinners.
Don't you have a purple heart, George?
Oh, I have a purple heart. Yeah. I have a purple heart for
A purple heart he made at Joanne's Crafts.
I don't go
Sounded
there.
like you said Joanne's crabs.
Oh, crab on the brain. Gosh, I've been trying to find a rule like this for.
Yeah, you have not worked, right? You have
No,
not
I haven't worked.
So you just did that one movie, Christmas Crab, and somehow you have money to go to Burbank.
Well, don't sell
I
yourself
have the
short.
money to go to Burbank, yes.
To drive all the way out there.
They let you into the Burbank.
Yes,
Fancy
it's not
pants.
expensive. There are no tolls. I
Airfare
can go
there's
to
hard.
Burbank.
She did that in 1976. You were in Battle of the Network Stars. Remember, you did tug a rope against Mr. T.
I was.
Yes. And what's that game show where they're all up on a wall
Oh, match game.
and they, yeah.
And
Square,
he's
Hollywood
making whoopee.
Squares.
Oh, Hollywood. You did do Hollywood
It seems
Squares.
like you're on that as a series regular almost.
You know what? I am selling myself short. I was a contestant on over 100 game shows. And I think I keep getting cast because I look like just a jolly old grandma, which I truthfully am. But I also scream like a motherfucker when I win, and
So put the kids to bed.
Put the kids to bed.
Put the
the
kids
kids
to
to
bed.
now it's my turn to say go to bed. Go to bed.
Go
Go
to
to
bed.
bed,
There's
kids.
freckles on your balls, Beryl.
Burl.
The freckles on the dick, Burl. Well, but-
Yes, exactly. I not to brag, but I just shot an episode of Family Game Night, and I won $1,000.
That is enough, Betty, to get you to Burbank.
I'm really, really, really good at game shows.
Whoa.
Did they bring you on as the voice of Christmas Crab, or did
No,
they bring
see,
you on
they've
as old
forgotten
lady?
I did that. Everyone
that's-
has forgotten I did that. I didn't start getting cast until about the 80s. On all these shows because the public memory sort of faded of, who is this Christmas crab? I know they air it every year, but it's difficult. It doesn't stick with the new generation, which is great for me game show wise because I'm able to put food on the table. As you guys know, I have 16 kids. And so it's tough to maintain that stream of income, but I am working my patootie off going through the game show circuit.
Wow.
Family
what else
Feud.
is everyone working on right now? What are you guys doing? You're looking for work.
I'm working on looking for work.
Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, you're working on what's that about?
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you on unemployment?
Is it? No, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to get that.
Oh, you got to get on
What?
unemployment.
Do I have to get on the computer to do that?
I hate to
Yeah.
break it.
Because
You're gonna
Everything
have
is
to.
on the computer now. I want to
Yeah.
not do that. I want to send a letter or show up and be, hello, I am here to work hard for you. I'm here to work now and I'm here to work hard. So if you know somebody that's looking for an old man who does vintage style claymation, let me know.
I've been working on my final film. It is
You're done after this?
it's autobiographical.
George.
It's a stop motion film about my whole life. I've been working on it for.
Who's the stop motion person on that film?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and
it's
have
just
you
personal stuff.
ever done it before?
Yes,
without-
I said in the beginning of this, I was part of the
Christmas
lead
crab.
stop
Well, it
motion
just
animators.
seemed like Heinz was really taking the reins on
Oh, we
it.
did it
was
together. I said we
Heinz's
worked on it together.
garage.
He just disappeared for a while, but then he came back.
They went
and-
together. I
gone.
did the audio
Yes.
engineer.
Yeah.
Who's your audio
I'm
engineer?
Paul. I'm doing it myself on voice notes.
Oh, too
it's
bad.
coming out, but it's gonna come together.
And who's voicing the crab in your life story?
There's no crap.
Who
What?
is the characters?
What about
Well, it's about me, and it's about my extensive snack collection. I collect vintage snacks, and I have stored them.
So this is a
That's some
claymation
freaky
movie
shit.
about your
Yeah,
vintage
it's about
snacks.
an old man collecting snacks over his whole life, and he looks at a snack and he sees the memory he caught that snack.
Oh,
I like to call them catching snacks.
That's actually beautiful.
Snack hunting,
Is it
yeah.
a feature-length film?
Well, we're working on it. I've been working on it about 45 years, and it's about 15 minutes in. So hopefully we're gonna finish it.
This sounds a
Wow,
lot like that movie Land of Arwen.
Oh, wait, what is that movie?
It's a Steve Carell movie. What was that?
Oh, welcome to
Evan Almighty?
Oh.
Welcome to
Welcome
to
to I
Marwin.
know this
Welcome
one.
to
Marwin.
Marwin. That sounds
Yes.
a lot like Welcome to
Oh,
Marwin.
it's completely different. It's completely different, and
Well,
I
you're
worked on it way
45 years
before.
in, and I hope it's different.
Yeah, it's really different.
45 years. My
Yeah,
God.
but it's good. I can't complain. I have a good life.
So, what are you working on? And also, how has the industry changed from the 50s?
Yeah, go ahead and answer that
Because
question.
if you're
we
working
asked.
on something now,
Don't ask me that. Like you're looking for me to fucking flounder on the ground.
No, I just asked, like, do you have new apps that you have to download on the
Yeah,
computer?
it's different now. What I'm working on, I'm starting to do sound mixing at dinner theaters.
Oh,
Oh,
So
live sound mixing at dinner
It's
theaters?
different.
So you're mixing on
less
the fly.
knobs. For me to
That's
handle.
fascinating.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't adapted to the times as best as I could. Hence
Yeah, I
why
feel
I'm
you.
so pissed and I talk like I'm pissed. I just can't get with all of the files. I lose files. I misplace files. So live stuff's good for me because nobody wants that again. We do it once and we're out.
And then you're done.
how do you mix out the sound of the plates and the forks?
So we don't. We're miking the stage.
Right, because it's live. So you.
I can just imagine that's pretty loud to hear.
Yeah, no, for sure. I tell my hostesses every time, put those tables back. Back the tables up. And
So-
they say, we got to see the stage, Paul.
So you're the mixer and you manage the hosts.
I don't like to tell people this. But yes.
just did, yeah.
Do you own the restaurant?
My brother and I opened this dinner theater. Yes, it's his project.
What kind of shows do you put on? Because I'd love to come
it's
by.
just Mamma Mia.
Oh, it's only Mamma Mia. Well, that's a great show.
Especially for dinner theater, I would say.
Yeah,
Especially.
but I keep trying to push those tables back.
I have a go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I just had a question because, obviously we're Christmas heads. Our film is about Christmas. I would love to know if you guys have any Christmas traditions.
Oh,
yeah.
that was the question I was going to ask.
That's
Betty.
so funny,
That's
George.
funny. And I would like to add to that question, is the Christmas crab part of your tradition? I'd love to know that.
Do you still watch?
I actually have a funny tradition with the Christmas crab.
Yes.
I go home alone and I sit in my house. I get a pack of Marlboros, and I challenge myself to smoke a whole pack of cigarettes before the movie ends.
It's 15 minutes.
It's
And
a short.
I get sick as a dog.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Paul.
It's like a nice thing though because
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
I love watching the Christmas crab every year with my wife. We watch, we have fun, we drink, and we just celebrate what it was back then.
Yeah.
You know, so lovely. That's what me and my wife do. You know.
Amazing. What about you, Betty?
I love the Christmas crab, and I have a big family, of course. And something I think is important about the Christmas crab is your individual experience watching the Christmas
Yeah,
crab, because
yeah.
you don't want to be influenced by others going ooh, ah, or laughing at different points. I want everyone to have their own experience. So every year on Christmas Day, I send each of my 16 children into a room alone to watch a private screening of the Christmas crab, and they do it in succession, and they wear noise-canceling headphones so they can't hear anything else. And then I take them out and I interview them. I say, how was it that time? And every year I do this, and I think it's important because you learn something new every time you view it.
Yeah.
What a
I
traumatic
agree.
experience for the kids.
Oh, no, they love it.
They do.
They
Every year being
absolutely
quizzed.
all
love it.
16 of them love it?
All 16 of them love it, except for the one I won't mention. He went off to join the military, so he says.
You
So
got
you
It's
just
not
don't.
a George thing.
It's more of just you don't believe the military
don't
Betty,
believe
exists.
soldiers.
Betty, it's been proven the military is a thing that happens, and
Apparently,
we're active. It's an
there
active
is
thing.
a hoax going on that there is a vast number of troops ready at arms at all
Betty.
times to defend the United States government's
Betty, that's
interests.
real. That's
and
real,
I
Betty.
don't buy it one bit. I think it's baloney, and I think it's hoo-ha.
Nobody has this conspiracy theory. It's just you, Betty. I hate that break.
Betty, the military's proven. It's been proven that it's real. Betty.
What about you, George?
Oh, yeah. Me and my wife, we watch Christmas Crab every year. Since my wife and I couldn't have kids, we like to say that it's our kid because we met when I was on a MaryCon tour in Tucson.
Is she a Christmas head?
Yeah, we met about 6 months ago. And
She's your wife.
she's my wife.
Thank
and
God you still go back to
she
this.
said it's our kid. When you are my age, you fall in love fast. There's no more games.
We are the same age.
Yeah. Well, but you're married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold the ball in the chain.
Never happened for me. I was all clay. I was focusing on the clay and the ideas. You know,
You guys, do you ever feel like there's no reward?
every day of my life.
The computer is
Yeah.
really destroying that.
I'm having a wonderful life. I go to the bank and people know who I am.
Just before we finish up, could we just play that final scene in the Christmas Crab movie? Just to bring it home. The real where Christmas Crab talks about stops being so crabby
Oh,
and
and there's
starts celebrating and
I
accepting
love
Christmas.
this ending.
Yes.
and then there's those surprise cameos at the very end from our favorite Rankin and Bass characters that come by.
Yeah. So let's
Here
do
comes.
it.
Let's
Yeah,
play
let's
it.
play it.
Let's play it. And let's play it at half audio, will we?
That's
I don't want the
fun.
volume blown out.
Okay, well,
These young kids, they blow out the volume.
in the mix, we'll
In
bump
the
it up.
mix, we'll bump it up.
We'll bump it, but
Or you want me to bump it down?
bump it the fuck down?
These were the terms we were looking for earlier.
Bump it the fuck.
This is all we need earlier. Just a couple of terms and phrases that you feel like have changed.
Anyway, I'm so excited to see what this clip looks like this time.
Let's roll it.
Oh, Santa Claus, I'm a cantankerous crabby crab, and I still, even after you've taken me to every house to deliver every last present, I still don't think I know what Christmas is all about.
But don't you see, little crab? Christmas isn't about work or gifts or presents. Christmas is about being with the ones you love.
And do you love me, Santa Claus?
Well, in the way I love my elves, I do love you.
Did someone say elf?
Oh, Crispy the elf. Hey.
Crispy, crispy.
And did somebody also say elf?
Wow! Chunky the chalk elf.
Crispy.
And chunky.
Merry Christmas. Did someone say snowman?
Oh, it's the snowman from before. How are you, snowman?
Good. It got colder, so I'm better.
Did someone call mistletoe?
Oh, the mistletoe who talks. I remember you taught me it was okay to be weird.
Did somebody say fish?
Oh, fish! You're my sworn enemy because I'm a crab. You know I improvised that line.
Did somebody say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, who's foreign in this one.
Did somebody say clam chowder?
Oh, the talking clam chowder who taught me how to make a gingerbread house.
Well, guys, it's time to sing the song we're gonna sing. Ready?
Ave
Maria.
Ave Maria.
This has been Artists on Artists on Artists on Christmas. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho.
Answering the question. Now that's why they call it Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
We'll see you next year.
Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists is an improvised Hollywood roundtable podcast created, performed, and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Culhane, Angela Giarratana, and Patrick McDonald. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed on this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood!